Great, and with that, we are now ready to get into our next game, which will be Petal Crash Grandmaster Story Mode by Morraconda. So I'm going to hand over to Mora now, and they can take things away. Thank you.
Hi, I am Mara. This is Petal Crash, and I'm with here with my co-commentator Raspberry.
Hello, hello. I'm Raspberry Floof, and I'm excited to watch Petal Crash.
So, Petal Crash. In the game Petal Crash, pedals crash, and I think that is a decent explanation. So yeah, it's a, I guess it's a puzzle game. Is this
Yep.
an action puzzler? I guess you can probably explain that better than me.
Yeah, an action puzzle game, similar to older arcade games. If you've heard of things like Panel de Pon or Puyo Puyo, this is a game where the object is to fill your opponent's screen with blocks and keep them from filling your screen with blocks.
Yeah.
And you do that by matching the blocks together. You can push blocks around a grid, and if a block runs into another block of the same color, they match and explode. And when they explode, they push everything next to the explosion away, which can cause chain reaction crashes.
Yeah, so I guess it's probably easier to see when we're actually in the game rather than trying to explain stuff. So I guess with this, I'll just get started. There's 7 different base story characters in the game. They're all pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to be playing as Lillibri, so I don't have to fight her at the end, because you don't fight yourself. Otherwise, I'm not sure how that would work lore-wise. Yeah. And yeah, we're going to be doing the hardest difficulty in the game, Grandmaster. Yeah. I think the story goes that, like, each of these 7 characters has a blossom, and you, like, continually do fights. And if you get the 7 blossoms, you can make a wish. But anyway.
Yep, that is the story of Petal Crash.
Yeah, so this is the game. You can see I'm moving all of these petals, like I'm just moving them in a cardinal direction to try and make chain reactions with other petals. It's a fun time.
Yep, and the petals only match when they're directly pushed into each other. Just putting them next to each other doesn't make it crash. So there's some strategy involved in getting the petals to run directly into each other.
Yeah, so you can see here I'm building some long chain over here on this left, where each of these petals will create a chain reaction to a different petal. As you can see by the very nice graphics of this game. They're very cool.
Yep. The game was inspired by Game Boy Color aesthetic. So the game is very cute, very pixel art. Made by one indie dev who is a fairy. So
Fairies are cool. No one has ever fought themselves in a video game, so true. It's never happened before. Yeah, so I guess a bit more about the strategy of this game. The longer your chain, the more garbage you send. Is, I guess, the most simple way of explaining it. That you just want to make big things.
yep. Sending large chains sends garbage to your opponent, and when garbage lands on your opponent's board, it takes a few turns and then covers up anything that it lands on with a gray X square, which the X squares can't be pushed and can't be matched, but if you make a crash next to an X square, it will disappear. And that's the only way to clear your board of all this garbage.
Yeah, which is rapidly appearing on my screen. you can see that garbage block disappeared because I made a match next to it. So...
And if one player's screen gets overgrown, then the game is immediately over, and the player who's not overgrown wins. Otherwise, the game has what's called a battle bar below it. As you make clears, you push the bar towards your opponent, and as they make clears, they push the bar back. If you push the bar over the end, you take one stock away from your opponent.
You can see this hit bar over here. Each of these are stocks, so you get 3 kind of lives, I suppose.
Yep, and if you lose all 3 of your lives, the game also ends, and the other player wins.
Yeah, it can be a little hard to follow if you've not seen many action puzzle games before, but that's fine because you can just listen along to the sound effects instead. They are very satisfying to hear. Yeah, as Raz mentioned, the graphics are very retro and kind of cute.
And a lot of work was put into making each character unique in the game too. So they all actually have unique AI. So for example, Lilibri, the character that Mara is playing as, her quirk is that she plays very fast and very well, but gets flustered when she takes damage. So she'll wiggle the cursor around to demonstrate how flustered she is. Other characters like Orchid will fill the screen up with blocks and then chip away at the blocks slowly as though she's mining. Penny and Deanie, being twins, will switch out their playstyles every few seconds to demonstrate that there's 2 players playing the game.
Yeah, there's lots of little fun quirks in this game, and there's also a lot of puns. I don't know, are there any puns on the screen right now? Orchid is... well, you can probably figure out what orchid actually means.
Each character's sacred blossom is related to their name in some way. So we have Lilibri with the lily, Strelitz with the bird of paradise, or Strelitzia. Penny and Deanie, of course, with the peony. Orchid with, I'm not sure what flower she has.
It's the orchid. What else would it... I don't actually know that, but I am assuming it. So.
I was so confused while you were talking about mining and then didn't realize it would be spelled like orchid. It all makes sense now.
And as the run goes along, each win that Mara gets will increase the difficulty a little bit. So as the AI levels go higher and higher, they'll start playing faster and faster, they'll make better moves, and the maximum difficulty level is 15.0, which I believe she should reach by about the last stage of the run.
Yeah, the final boss is always 15 if you do a 1 credit clear, which is essentially just not ever dying. As similar to lots of arcade games, if you die, you have to use a credit to continue. And that's why it's called a 1cc, a 1 credit clear. I have done a lot of garbage. So the special sound effect if you send 20 or more garbage in one chain, and we just heard it right there.
The sound effect you definitely do not want to hear if somebody is playing against you.
Yeah, it's great. It's great when you're the one sending 20 garbage. It's not so great when you're the one receiving 20 garbage. Because while I am playing the single-player garbage, not the single-player, yeah, the single-player mode of this game, there is a online multiplayer as well. where you can play against someone else.
Yep. With good old rollback net code.
Oh yeah, Days, right. Days having the colorblind set. I forgot about that. But Kylaria
Oh, I've
has
totally
been
forgot
showing-
that.
Yeah. So you want to explain some more about that?
Yep. So Days has the Daisy, and he is Beastkin. So is a dog, and because he's a dog, he's colorblind. And this game has colorblind accessibility tile sets, and of course, Days being colorblind uses them in his story mode.
Yeah. There are lots of other silly variants of pedals you can use that I could show off if we end early. Like
Yep,
cookies
this
or whatever.
Yep, there's Yosoti's Cookie, which is, of course, based on Yoshi's Cookie. And then also, because this game was published by Galaxy Trail, there is a set referencing Freedom Planet, as well as Milla herself from Freedom Planet being in the game.
Yep. I think this game was published by Galaxy Trail, which also published Freedom Planet, so there's a few crossovers there. And this game also made by the devs of Grapple Force Arena, if you have played that.
Yep. Grapple Force Arena being a very fun little.
Oh
my! I think
That's,
Yosoti got mad about that chain that you did.
Sent one right back, so yeah, now I have to clear a lot of gunk on my board.
Yep.
Gosh.
Also, Yosoti is the only character in the game who is canonically non-binary, so they/them pronouns.
Yeah, in the character select screen. I think it's in the character select screen. Somewhere you can see all the bios of all the characters and all their genders.
Yep, it's on the character select screen, yeah.
Non-binary
sprites in this
force.
game. So,
Yeah, Ashley's sprite work is really adorable.
Yeah, Ashley being the dev of this game.
Yep. She's actually done commissions after the game came out and did well of other commissioned sprites in the style of the sprites from this game.
Okay, there we go. Oh, here we get a special character where you fight this character if you have not lost a game yet and you've made a 7 chain. So I've made 7 successive pedals crashing into each other. Arlet is kind of funny. I'm not sure about the lore behind Arlet, but it's probably cute.
Arlet's a character from Grapple Force Arena, as Mara mentioned, the other game by this developer. And he has some backstory to him. I won't spoil exactly what it is. But his gimmick in this game is that he doesn't play particularly fast or well until you hit him with garbage. And then he gets really angry and plays at maximum speed and with a lot of look ahead. So it can be very difficult to beat him if you just kind of pepper him with small attacks, so he's just always playing at max speed.
But you can also send 30 garbage.
Yes!
And
You
that
can
that usually works regardless of how your opponent plays if you send 30 garbage to them. We do a little bit of bullying around here. Yeah. Yeah, it appears that Arlet is very dead right now. That's a lot of garbage.
Garbage syndrome. Instead of board, there is garbage.
Yeah, so I guess do you have any time for donations while we're on the run before the final boss here?
Thank you. I'd just like to remind everyone we are raising money for Trans Empowerment Project, and they are a non-profit organization dedicated to empowering the trans community through action, advocacy, and resource building. Founded and led by trans people of color, TEP has become one of the largest providers of direct aid for the transgender community in the United States since its grassroots origins back in 2016, and will not rest until all trans people can reach their full potential, free from oppression and marginalization. TEP's agenda is simple: educate allies, empower community, and ensure we all thrive. For more information about the work that they're doing, please visit their website, transempowerment.org. And please do get those donations in. You can use !donate in the chat. We do have the obviously bonus songs encore incentive open, and also a bid war open for the file name of Demon Crawl, which is the next game after this one. So please do get those donations in. Thank you.
Yeah, Rosalia. Rosalia, I think, more likely gave away an arm and a leg to save the kingdom or something like that.
Something like that. I don't think it's ever fully explained.
Yeah. If you like actually read the cutscenes, the story is very good, by the way. It was the devs hired a specific story writer to make it, so it's not just tacked on to the end like it is sometimes.
Yep, and each character has their own unique story as you go through story mode.
Yeah,
So it's actually worth playing the game with each character.
of which there are 7 base story characters that you can play.
But Rosalia is also the holder of the last Sacred Blossom, the MacGuffin items that we're collecting here.
Yeah, I guess on the like intermission, it's not really intermission, but the screen between levels, you can see how many blossoms we have in the top. Well, on the top bar. When this fight is over, we'll see it.
Actually, I don't think we will, because it goes straight into the final fight.
Well, we can pretend we saw it.
Although Mara does need to make sure she doesn't take another
Yeah.
hit.
We are on final stock, so the next person to win on the battle bar will win this. This has actually been a pretty dang hard fight.
Alright, good chain for Mara.
Yeah, I am now just trying to make matches as fast as I can to get this battle bar, because yeah. If that goes to -7, I would have instead lost that fight. And yeah. Okay, yeah, it does go straight to the final boss. So do you want to explain some of the lore behind the final boss?
Yep, so the final boss, Lilibri is so excited to reach the garden with all of the blossoms that she reveals just how much of a huge nerd she is, and wants to show off her skill at Petal Crash. to her friend Days, who followed her to the garden for some reason. I don't actually remember the reason he follows her to the garden. But now they have one final
fight.
climactic Petal Crash battle, where you refight Days, and he's much faster and better at the game than he was the first time. So
Yeah. This is starting a little rough for me, so I might have a little bit of a long fight here, but hopefully should be fine. Oh gosh, I'm hearing.
as we hear Days making a 7 chain in the background.
Yes. You want to be hearing noises when they're the chain you're making, not when they're the chains your opponent is making. Calm down, please.
He's just trying to match your enthusiasm, that's all.
Okay, I seem to have stabilized a little bit and got some garbage onto his board.
So this fight is only accessible if you reach the end of the game and have not yet lost any fights. If you have lost at least one, you'll instead just go directly to the ending sequence after Rosalia.
Which I suppose actually is going to be coming up soon for time. Since this is Days is on his final stock, his final life.
Yep, and has a fairly cluttered board. Although he's making some pretty good, decent chains to clear out space.
I think that is Days' gimmick.
That is his gimmick, yes.
Being able to play better when his board is full of garbage. What? How'd you find the 20?
For example.
Okay, maybe time might not be coming up soon. Gosh.
I mean, it should be coming up in 2 stocks then, if not 1.
Hopefully.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
Days.
have this, you have this.
Everything was just fine.
I think you have this.
There is a lot of garbage on my board. They're both on final stock, as it was last time, so... Just gotta hope.
Yes, he does Daisy Chain.
Is Daisy Chain like a term for something?
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. Time. Oh, that's time.
Time.
I think. Yeah, this game is usually run IGT because of all the cutscene stuff, so... Normally, I would see all the times at the end. So yeah, we see our nice little thing, 1750. The world record for this is something ridiculous.
I think the world record for Grandmaster might be under 10 minutes at this point. We have a few Japanese speedrunners in the community who are very, very good at the game.
Yeah. Anyway, since we met the incentive to do the bonus credits minigame, I guess we should just get right into that. And yeah, that run
Yeah.
was all under control, nothing to worry about.
GG's. Good stuff.
Yeah, so there's credits, but instead of just the credits rolling like they might in any other game, instead they just put some pedals in here. And so you get a mini time attack mini game at the end of your run, which is very cute, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is really cool. This has been a very cool game to watch. The art style in it is absolutely fantastic, and like the music and the sound effects audio, and it's all like just really cool as well.
Yeah, but as I said, there's just loads of really nice touches in the game that they add up.
Yeah, there was a lot of work put into this game.
Gosh.
And besides the versus mode, which is what Mara showed off, there's also single-player score attack modes. There's a single-player puzzle mode if you don't like the speed of having to think on your feet.
Yeah, there's a
And-
turn-based mode as well, I think.
Yep. And as Mara mentioned, it also has online multiplayer.
If you want to crash pedals with your friends.
Would now be an alright time to read a couple of donations. So we have an anonymous $5 donation that says "Orchid," and an anonymous $20 donation that says "Trans Rights." So thank you both for those. And looking to the bid incentives, we do have Orchid in the lead now at $5 for the Demon Crawl Files, and $20 going towards that bonus song encore for Osu. So yeah, do get those donations. Keep on coming in, people. Thank you.
Yeah, shoutouts to the devs of this game, Ashley Nova, and I think Michael Staple, Maxi Demand, making the soundtrack for this.
Yep, and Jill Katz, who did the AI coding, without which we wouldn't have this amazing story mode.
Yeah, I think that's about it for our shoutouts. You can. How long are these credits? Not gonna lie, but I always forget them.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. I think you can hold the button to make them go faster, though.
Yeah. So yeah, all the people who supported, because I believe this game was started on Kickstarter.
That's right.
So yeah, it's all these very nice people. Because making games is expensive. Or takes a lot of time. Yeah. The work of Kickstarter United. Yeah, I think that's about it. Do we have time to show off some of the other modes? Because I think we were a little underestimates, so...
I can check in with the restreamer.
I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, so there is a puzzle mode, which instead of your normal, like, what do you call it? Instead of your normal really frantic story mode or whatever, instead you just have a bunch of puzzles. And instead of being limited by time or whatever, you just have some number of moves or whatever that you can do, and you have to clear all of some number of petals. In this case, in this puzzle, I would have to clear all the purple petals. And there's, I think, what? Each character has 25 puzzles built in, and there's 7 characters. Oh yeah, here's in the character select screen. Here is all the neat stuff about all the base characters. So here is your non-binary Force. It's cool.
I remember when Ashley tweeted out about this game, she mentioned, it would be really cool if I had a dancing centaur in my game. And then
Here we
realized
yes.
later how much work it would be to animate a dancing centaur.
Yeah, and here's all their sacred blossoms. So Orchid does indeed have the orchid. Yeah, these idle animations are extremely cute. Is there any way to see? I don't think there's any way to see the Lillibri panicking animation here, but
I don't think there is, unfortunately.
yeah. And then there's what else is there? There's all the different score attack modes. So yeah, basically make big chains get a larger score. So time trial, well, there's lots of games with a time trial. Just do as much as you can in a time limit. Turn trial is in a turn limit. Chain trial is kind of whack. I'm not sure how to explain
Chain
that.
trial is kind of
So-
like you get pre-built boards
Oh yeah,
and
right.
make the biggest chain you can.
Or something like that. I mean, I can. Yeah, you get some amount, but you can only make one match or something, and so you have to make the biggest thing you can possibly find, but you only get one chance. So, like, this would be a 4-chain because I crash these blues into these purples, into these blues, into these greens, into these oranges. I guess just that on repeats. And you get a larger score for the bigger chain you make. Oh yeah, this is how you find all the funny characters, isn't it?
Yep.
So this is Hyperlilibri. If you with the swirly glasses. Wait, hang on. There's another one. There's another way to do this. I've forgotten the controls. There's like how to get
Hold the
Miller.
grow button. I think
What'd
it's
you
hold
say?
right click. Hold right click.
Hold right click. There we go. Now we have Libby, the mascot for I think it was Microsoft Office at some point.
LibreOffice. It was supposed to
LibreOffice.
be for LibreOffice, but the LibreOffice devs didn't want her, so now she's in Petal Crash
Yeah,
and
so-
Freedom Planet.
And yeah, so a mimic. I forgot this one even existed. Oh yeah, I think that's about it for all we had to say. So yeah, thank you for having us. It was a very fun time.
Yeah, thank you both for coming on and showcasing the run. It's really great. And again, a great job everyone for getting that credit score attack met. It's good to be able to showcase that and see just more of the really cool extra details and neat touches that the devs have put into this game. It's a really like fleshed out game. Like it looks maybe quite like simple on the surface, but there's clearly like unbelievable amounts of effort and deal have gone into creating this, and it just looks like a really cool game.
It is, yeah. You can get it on Steam or on itch. If you get it on itch, you get a free Steam key, so you might as well get it on itch.
Thank you, and unless you have anything else you'd like to shout out or outro,
I think that's it for both of us.
Yep.
right, well, yeah, thank you very much. We'll come back to an intermission then, and then start getting things prepped for the next run. Thank you.